The top 10 biggest energy companies in the world have a combined market cap well over $1 trillion. They include companies such as Saudi Aramco in first place, ExxonMobil, Chevron Corporation, Shell, Total Energies, Next Era Energy, ConocoPhillips, PetroChina, Equinor ASA, and BP. But all of them will lose market share over the next decade as the use of oil for vehicles continues to decline. But companies doing what Tesla are doing will take some, in fact, a lot of that market share over the ensuing decades. This, my friends, is what we should be looking at when we consider where we invest our money. But there's one very, very, very big difference between these companies and Tesla. Tesla, for the most part, pays nothing, absolutely nothing, to make money out of selling power. Oil companies and energy companies like the ones that I listed all have to either mine a product and sell it or pay for a product and then resell it to the market. Tesla, on the other hand, pays nothing. It simply makes money on the top of your energy or the government's or someone else's energy. And that is why their model is going to work and be much more financially successful than any of the world's 10 biggest power companies. It's actually true. Here in Australia, Tesla has started paying households for electricity. People received their first checks within the last few days. In my opinion, Tesla will become one of the 5 largest energy retailers or resellers in the world by 2030. This is definitely not being factored into the way we look at the company, but it should be. In fact, it's going to be a key component of Tesla's business. They've even said it themselves. Energy storage will grow and energy deployment will grow at a faster rate than its electric car sales. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Welcome to all the new subscribers and welcome back everyone else. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to our Patreon supporters and our YouTube members. You know what? This is a great day. Why? Because this is the future. The future is not you paying thousands of dollars every year for energy. The future is you making money for energy. Companies like Tesla paying you for your energy. Now, this is already happening massively in California. People are making thousands and thousands of dollars in California. But people say, oh, that's just California. They're a bit different there. They're a bit unusual there. Sorry, my friends. Tesla is preparing to do this everywhere. And I mean everywhere. I mean, look, Australia. Who would have thought? Backwards, backcountry, middle of nowhere Australia, and Tesla is paying people here for their energy. Obviously, Tesla resells it, and then they make a profit, and you make a profit as well. It's like a profit-sharing deal. Like I said, this is the future of the energy market. More than 2,000 households in South Australia have been given a $55 credit on their bill from Tesla after their Powerwall batteries helped keep the lights on earlier this month after a big storm damage caused major damage to the electricity grid. Now, I should point out that during this period of time, the grid did fine. It did fine by using what? Solar, because there's a massive amount of solar in this state, in Australia. They just use solar and battery backup storage and some wind generation, but it was primarily solar and battery storage. And until the grid was fixed, which was a while, it was a few days, in fact, the grid was fine. It coped using solar and battery storage. And this proved this does work. This whole idea of people saying this won't work for all these various reasons, sorry, they're just naysayers. They have no idea what they're talking about. They come up with all these technical jargon and terms to say why you're wrong. But the thing is, we've seen it work. This is proof in the pudding. The households who all participate in a virtual power plant exactly the same as the one in California, managed by Tesla and use its Powerwall 2 home battery system, have been advised of the $55 credit by Tesla on the app that monitors their electricity use, solar consumption, and battery operations. Batteries, both big and small, played a huge role in the events on November 12. So in other words, these household owners, they made $55 in a single day. I mean, imagine if you're making $55 in a single day, 7 times $55, what are you looking at? About $400 a week. That's a lot of money. Because realistically, if you are able to make that much money per week, that's $21,000 per year. Obviously, that's not going to work that way. You're not going to get this much demand for your energy on every day of the week. But still, the key point remains. You won't be paying for energy. You'll be making money selling energy. Now, these batteries and the solar energy that was sending power to the batteries played a huge role after a major storm tripped multiple circuits and caused South Australia to be islanded and lose its connection to the rest of the grid. For some reason, it wasn't a problem. In fact, you know what happened? The energy generator actually went around and tried to turn people's solar panels off because they said they were creating too much energy. The batteries were important because they helped arrest the frequency excursion after the collapse of the tower and the separation. Renew Economy says that most of the response came from the original Tesla big battery, which was originally the biggest battery in the world when it was deployed at about 200 gigawatts. I believe now it's been doubled in size to 400 gigawatts because it made so much money for the operators that they decided it was economically viable to continue to increase its size. And it's worked perfectly well during this period of time. Now keep in mind, this Tesla big battery also uses Tesla's virtual power plant network. So Tesla also makes money off that big battery pack. And because that battery pack is actually used in emergency events, the amount of money that Tesla make from that is pretty substantial. Here's what Tesla said. Your Tesla virtual power plant participation has helped maintain grid stability across South Australia this week during a significant grid event. We would like to thank you by providing an additional bill credit of $55 for each Powerwall you own. The bill credit will be applied to your Tesla Energy Plan account. So it seems as though Tesla actually paid this in addition to the money that these customers made anyway from selling their energy back to the grid. The credit to households means that Tesla's virtual power plant will share at least some of the windfall profits it likely made from the event when frequency and ancillary services costs soared and the market operator had to impose a price cap. In other words, during this period of time, Tesla made a boatload of money because when energy is needed at an emergency level, the prices always skyrocket. In a separate LinkedIn posting, Tesla noted the severe weather event caused South Australia to disconnect from the national energy market, resulting in blackouts that impacted tens of thousands of homes and businesses. However, those blackouts, which did affect around 160,000 customers at its peak, were caused by local network problems where trees and branches fell on power lines and power poles, not the separation event. So we're talking about two different events here. Over 4,000 homes with Powerwall connected to Tesla's virtual power plants reacted within seconds to maintain grid stability across the state while keeping their homes powered. The post says, so the point was, right, that not only did these people actually make money selling energy into the grid, they also protected themselves from having no power. Basically, for all these 160,000 homes, the homes that were without power were the ones who didn't have their own battery packs, didn't have their own solar panels. That's another good reason to have this system. Tesla's battery storage played a significant role in helping to avoid the widespread events that we saw in 2016, said the local government. The rebate applies to households connected via the Tesla Energy Plan, as opposed to other VPPs that also use Powerwall batteries. It's estimated that this will reward more than 2,000 customers who take part in Tesla's virtual power plant, which is sized at around 12 megawatts. So what was Tesla talking about in 2016? Well, back in 2016, there was a system blackout in South Australia that was caused by a series of tornadoes that tore down 3 transmission lines and created a series of cascading events that caused the lights to go out across the entire state, as in millions of homes had no power because of the tornadoes. It has been speculated at the time that the presence of a big battery or multiple small batteries like what they have now would have acted as a shock absorber and prevented most of those cascading events, meaning that basically they could have prevented a catastrophic situation by having what they have today. The political fallout and the grid response to the incident led to the quick construction of Tesla's Hornsdale battery pack. Built in less than 100 days as promised by Tesla's boss Elon Musk, it has proved its worth by cushioning multiple separation events since then. South Australia now has 3 big batteries in operation. The now expanded Hornsdale facility, still one of the biggest battery packs in the world, and smaller batteries at Lake Romney and Dalrymple North, and an estimated 50 megawatts of distributed storage from batteries in households and businesses. There are also several smaller batteries operated by the water utility and a number of major new battery storage projects in construction and development, including the Blythe battery that will help deliver 24/7 renewable power to the giant Olympic Dam mine in the state's north. It's not going to be very long until this state in Australia is just running 100% on renewable energy and battery storage. I predict that will happen before 2030, probably before 2028, based on their current trajectory of the state of South Australia. It's really a great example. It shows the world. This really does show the world what happens when you do this correctly. When you put enough battery storage in place, when you have enough solar panels in place, when you have enough renewable energy generation in place, you can solve pretty much any problem. All these disasters that can happen, they can happen anywhere. They can happen in the US, they can happen in Canada, they can happen in Europe. But if you've got the right energy network, you can prevent these massive blackouts and huge problems like what we saw in Texas last year. My friends, renewable energy is most certainly the solution. Nuclear, gas, coal, we don't need them. We really, really do not. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Bye-bye.